That, okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works for April 10th, 2024. Roll call.
Val Gomez,
Present.
Weena Guzman, Frank Rivera.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have the minutes of the regular meeting of March 27th, 2025. I'd like to make a motion accepting as written.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. No correspondence. We'll move on to new business. First item on our agenda is from Altifer Industries. This is public safety generator. It's from Public Works. They have a amount of $19,255 for this project. Previously, the board passed a service maintenance with Altifer. They're their primary company that repairs their generators in the city. So that's why you only see one amount here. I did call Jalen and told him that he should put that priority sheet along here. So are there any questions on this project?
No.
It's for generator repairs at the public safety building.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, there be no further questions or comments. I'd like to make a motion accepting Altifer Industries proposal for repairing the generator at public safety building for $19,255.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Can I ask, do they need to include that sole proprietor form?
I did speak to Jalen. He said he was going to put it. He thought because we had passed that service maintenance program for Altifer, and remember he had the list of all the generators in the city. He thought that would be suffice, and I told him, well, throw it in there anyway.
Yeah,
you know,
okay,
so.
okay, that's fine.
Okay, next we have also from Public Works, we have Crawford Doors. They have a commercial service rate table with a not to exceed of $5,000 for Public Works and $5,000 for other departments. Any questions or comments on this rate schedule?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion accepting Crawford Doors rate schedule for Public Works. You have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion passes. Okay, next we have from Arctic Engineering. This is concerning Fire Station Number 4. This proposal comes from Public Works. They have Arctic Engineering, their price is $14,180. They do have 3 quotes. You have a quote from Mechanical Concepts for $14,340. There's 2 quotes on this one, huh? Okay, just 2 quotes on this one. So Arctic Engineering was the lower one by a couple $100. That's $14,180. Like I said, this is for station number 4, fire station. Any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion approving Arctic Engineers proposal for station number 4.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have Mechanical Concepts. This is for fire station number 2, replacement of the air conditioning unit. This one, Mechanical Concepts was $71,370. This one, they had a quote from Arctic for $78,640, and one from Precision Control for $87,950. So Mechanical Concepts was the lowest amount at $71,370. Are there any questions or comments on this proposal for station number 2? Any
No.
comments?
No.
Okay, there being no further comments or questions, I'd like to make a motion accepting the proposal for Mechanical Concepts for fire station number 2.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have a proposal from Gateway Business Systems. This is for a printer, a new printer Konica Minolta C451i. It's from Gateway. The amount is $800. They included the service maintenance agreement. Per the service maintenance agreement, if they can't fix it, they'll replace it, and the cost is $800. Any questions or comments on this request?
No.
There being no further comments or questions, I'd like to make a motion we accept the proposal to replace the printer at Public Works for $800 from Gateway.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We come to outstanding invoices. We have 7. I'll read, as our custom, I'll read each one, and then we'll make a motion at the end. First one is from Trevino Auto. There are 7 late invoices for Trevino. They're dated 8/3/24, 8/4/24, 8/5/24, 8/5 again 24, 8/06/24, 8/07/24, and 8/07/24 again. Combined total is $4,304.50. The explanation is invoices are given to previous vehicle maintenance administration by vehicle maintenance manager to process for payment. Those never submitted or payment invoices were noted through statement. This seems to be an ongoing thing. Last few meetings where they had a situation over at Public Works, we're probably going to continue to see these. Okay, so this one was $4,304.50. No questions or comments on this one, Trevino?
No.
Okay. Next, we have from Cintas. We have, and these are for Public Works. We have, there's 2 from Cintas. The first one has 5 late invoices dated 10/25/24, 11/1/2024, 11/8/2024, 11/15/2024, and 11/21/2024 for a total of $100.55. Explanation is account payable waited for invoice taxes and charges to be corrected by Cintas. Corrected invoices were never received. Instead, Catherine from Cintas insisted on the short pay, whatever.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. So, in fact, the total was $100.55. The second one from Cintas has the same explanation. This one has 4 invoices that are dated 11/27/2024, 12/6/2024, 12/13/2024, and 12/20/2024 for a total of $80.44. Like I said, it's the same explanation, including that statement from Catherine Placentas insisting on a short pay. So those are the 2 from Cintas. Any questions or comments on these besides what is a short pay?
No.
Okay.
No.
So. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Next one is from the police department. It is from the company Targets. They have 1 late invoice dated 11/13/24, amount of $3,706.48. Explanation is, please excuse this late invoice. It was not forwarded to the service division in a timely manner. Purchase order 242196 was on hand for payment. Okay, any questions or comments on this one?
No.
No.
Okay. Next, we'll move on to late invoice from First Group Engineering, and this is our engineering department. There are 4 late invoices dated 8/31/24, 9/30/24, 10/31/24, and 11/30/24 for a total of $6,479.50. Explanation, engineering department received the invoices late. Services have been rendered and invoices should be processed. Any questions or comments on this one?
None.
Okay. Next one is also from engineering department, is with Milestone Contractors. North LLC. They have two late invoices, one dated 1/24/25. Second one is also 1/24/25, and the total is $156,654.64. Explanation: engineering department received the invoices late, services have been rendered, and invoices should be processed. Any questions or comments on this one?
No.
Okay, our final one is from the fire department, is from vendors W.S. Darley, D-A-R-L-E-Y. They have one late invoice dated 11/18/24. Total amount is $221.45. Explanation is never received the invoice from the vendor. Any questions or comments on this one?
No.
No.
Okay. There be no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion. We approve for payment the aforementioned 7 invoices.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. Now we'll move on to, from Legacy Fire Apparatus. This from the fire department. This concerns their City Chicago Fire Department Emergency Apparatus Service Policy. We approved this earlier in the year. In fact, I signed this, when was that? 1/13/25. What they're doing, they're coming back, giving us with their not to exceed amount, which wasn't included at the beginning. As a matter of fact, now that I look at it, we only got one signature. So I think, Lena, you're gonna have to sign this one too. The original one.
Okay,
In-
that's fine.
Okay, so this is a policy we already approved earlier in the year. We're just adding legacies not to exceed of $10,000. Any questions?
No.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion accepting the fire department's apparatus service policy not to exceed of $10,000 for legacy.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Next, we have from McQueen. Let's see, what is it? Is that McQueen one stuck on the back? Is it there? Okay. We had a paperclip emergency here. Hold on. Okay, from McLean, we have a letter from the fire chief. Dear board members, please consider my request to approve repairs of engine 2612. McLean Emergency has identified several issues regarding engine 2612. Attached, you'll find an estimate. The total of the cost of repairs is $24,215.54. We have located available funds in our vehicle maintenance and vehicle repair maintenance account 201-001-436051. And they include an extensive list of repairs to this vehicle. Any questions or comments on this request?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion approving fire department's request to repair engine 2612.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Okay, next we come to donation checks. We have donation checks for special events. One from Hard Rock Casino of $25,000. One from Butler, Fairman, and Seufert for $1,500. And one from Sims Metal for $5,000. And these are all for special events. They have included a copy of the checks and their sponsorship letter that they send out from special events. Any questions or comments on accepting these donation checks?
I'd like to say thank you for their generosity. I believe we're gonna be sending them the letter as well.
Yeah, should have a little fireworks. Little sparkler. Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion to accept these donation checks.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have from Park Reaction Incorporated, this is for the beach shade structure. If you remember from last meeting, we approved this. And I think what happened, Natalie used, she says here, I need to approve, this is almost what she said before, ASBA, before it gets too hot. Moving forward, this was already, matter of fact, she even lists, this was approved by the board works on March 27th. The controller's office changed the account number, so I'm not sure if it was needed. Actually, it wasn't needed. She actually put the wrong account number, and my office corrected it, so it's really a new point. It's been approved. Different amount? Okay. Well, just to make sure, because that's her explanation, is that, so what we'll do, in case it's a different amount, did you check it or? Okay. So, just for the record, we'll make a motion to cover her in case it is a different amount. The amount they have here now is $33,595. So I'll make a motion that will amend our earlier approval with this figure, and also that the controller's office put the correct account number on there. Okay?
Yes.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we come to federal protection. This is security for the marina. Appeal for $80,000 to pay from February through May, and not to exceed $190,000. It's also, the contract date is through January 2026. So today they're asking for the amount is $80,000, and they do have a not to exceed of $190,000. And basically, just for the record, in case I forget, a lot of things we're approving for the marina. We have several more to go. We're approving the funding. So I already told Nick at the marina they're going to have to submit the proposals to their port authority. So for the record, it's similar to what we did with the water department. When water board approves the proposal, we approve the spending. Okay, and I believe in all these, this is coming out of our gaming contractual. So any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
Okay, I can make a motion approving their payment to Federal Protection and Security Services in the amount of $80,000.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have from Christmas Decor. This one right, yeah, okay. Decor. So they are requesting additional new oversized planners for the beach and marina. A comment from the marina is we really like the first order, so we decided to expand the look. This is from Surfscape Christmas Decor. The amount is $20,299. The funding is from gaming and other improvements. So once again, we're approving the funding. And they do have a sole proprietary original equipment claim sheet, but this is something they have to take to their board. Any questions or comments?
No.
No.
I make a motion that we accept the funding, approve the funding for this proposal.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have from Northwest NWI Property Preservation. We have two projects. The first one is requesting approval of miscellaneous projects done by the contractor NWI, including but not limited to amount not to exceed $32,000 for epoxy floors and painting walls at the beach bathrooms, painting existing guardrail, paint 11 plus doors, change doors at the gas docket, paint all outdoor tables and chairs, install buoys and other items, touch-up paint, rooms, halls, install shade structures, reset gate codes. And once again, this is from our gaming contractual account. And just for record, the account number is 507010 / 4399098. And once again, we are approving the funding from our gaming for the marina. Any questions or comments on this one?
This is for Northwest Industrial Park.
Right, and,
For 1680,
pardon me? No,
for 1680?
for 32,000. That's the next one, there's two of them,
Okay.
okay? So,
Do we have, is there a second quote? Do we need a second quote?
I believe NWI is used by the marina frequently, but I think that's the question for the Port Authority to ask them, because we're just approving the funding. So they have to approve the proposal. When I called Nick, I asked him if they'd taken it to the Port Authority. He said they're gonna submit it at their next meeting. So, just for record, Weena does it right. She takes it to her board first. And, right, Weena?
I tried to.
I know. Okay, the other one, we'll make one motion covering both of these. The other one is also from NWI. And here are the projects. They're wishing to approve new item projects for the contractor NWI property preservation, not to exceed 17,000. This is also all new items of a guardrail, metal entrance gate, electric gate, install pay stations, sand, stain seal, new picnic tables. And this is the one for 16,100 with a not to exceed of 17,000. And this is also one they're gonna have to present to their board. And it's from the aforementioned gaming letter improvement account. Are there any questions on these two proposals from Marina for funding with NWI?
Hmm.
Okay. There being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion approving the funding of the two projects with NWI for Marina. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to add to the motion that subject to their board approving. Okay?
That's correct.
In fact, I think I'm going to add that
Even
addendum.
with the sole proprietor, to look into that as well.
Right. Nick did tell me that Natalie has worked with NWI quite a
Yes.
bit, and she's familiar with their work, and she likes how they do their work. But that's more of a issue with the Port Authority.
Because it's just not services, okay, that's fine.
No. But I'd just like to make, just for record, that that little stipulation should be added to other ones for the Marina, that where their board has to, it has to be presented to their board also, just to cover the ones I might have missed. Okay, next one is for proper pest control. This is for pest control services at the Marina. And this is for providing mosquito bug spraying services for festivals, events, and movie nights. Has a 5,200 amount with a not to exceed of 7,000, and this is through the end of 2026. And it is also from our gaming contractual. Any questions or comments on this one?
No.
No.
Okay, and once again, we're going to request that they ensure that they take this before the Port Authority Board. There be no further questions or comments, then, motion? No, no. Okay, there be no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a proposal approving the funding for proper pest control for services at the Marina through 2026.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Next, we have, okay, this is a contract in the Chicago Port Authority. Well, here, they did take it to the Port Authority. In East Chicago Marina and Paul Dykterok. Any guessing up with that? Dykter, okay? I don't know. Anyway, this is for, Paul he's with Mastercraft Marina, and the services are for hauling out and launching the boats at the marina. They included verbiage that says same contract from 2023. It auto renews every March 15th. They pay $12 per foot of boat to launch or haul out. Open PO is for $62,000 for the year. Invoices every 2 weeks or monthly. And the net amount is not to exceed $62,000. And she did put on this one that they took it to the Port Authority, and you can see their signatures on there too. Any questions or comments on this one?
No.
No.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I have to make a motion approving the funding for the marinas company, Mastercraft Marina, which hauls and launches their boats at the marina.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next one. Okay, next we have two agreements. We have two agent service agreements again. This is from special events. As we mentioned, 3 previous meetings, these agreements are with DBA Bella LLC. He is the city's agent for getting musical acts, entertainment acts for our festivals. Because we are prevented from paying in advance, he secures these acts by putting up his money, and in return we pay him 10% of the payment for securing these acts. The first ones are from, these have been approved according to Marina paperwork by the mayor and Mr. Bennett approved to pay Louis Serrano DBA Villa LLC for Fusic Fest Sunday, August 3rd for band Machos and band Zeta for $82,500. It is broken down $75,000 for the artist, 10% of $7,500 for a total of the $82,500. The second one is for also for Fusic Fest. This is for the Sunday act, and it is for the act Chocolate Uno, and this is for $3,300. The artist is paid $3,000. 10% fee for Mr. Vela is $300 for a total of $3,300. And any questions or comments on these two proposals? There being no further questions or comments, I can make a motion approving the two agent service agreements with Mr. Vela for Music Fest.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, now we come to Resolution 2025-13. This is from Bakery Drinker, Biddle, and Reef, LL Law. I don't know if I butchered that or not, but. And this is a resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing the modification of the city's contract for legal services with FAEGRE, Drinker, and Biddle, and Reath, REATH, LLC. Okay, so whereas the board previously authorized and approved its contract with this law firm for calendar year 2025, which among other things established a cap for fees in the amount of $75,000. And whereas the board now wishes to extend the cap contained in the contract by an amount not to exceed of $100,000, therefore be it resolved by the Chicago Board of Public Works that Bakery, Drinker, Biddle, and Reef LLC contract be modified so as to allow for payment for these adult services for an additional $100,000, subject to the submission of itemized statements approved by the city controller and the common council, adopted by the Board of Works, City of Chicago, this 10th of April, 2025. Is there any questions or comments on Resolution 2513?
No.
There being no further questions or comment, I'd like to make a motion to accept Resolution 2025-13.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. That brings us to resolution number 2025-14, a resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing a modification of the city's contract for legal services with Tolbert and Tolbert. Whereas the board previously authorized and approved its contract with Tolbert and Tolbert for the calendar year 2025, which among other things established a cap of fees in the amount of $60,000. And whereas the board now desires to extend the cap containing that contract by an amount not to exceed of $150,000. Therefore, be resolved by the East Chicago Board of Public Works that Tolbert and Tolbert contract be modified so as to allow for payment for these services of an additional $150,000, subject to the submission of the itemized statements approved by the city controller and the common council. On this 10th day of April. So the amount is $150,000, which they're extending it to. Any questions or comments on this resolution?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution 2025-14.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I have to abstain.
You did?
Yeah, because Tolbert works with the Department of Drug.
That's true, they do.
Mhm.
Okay. You have his wife, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I voted. Aye.
Okay, so you
I'll abstain.
made a motion?
She made the motion.
All in favor, aye, aye?
Aye.
Okay, 2 ayes. Okay, sounds like a song, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, see what do I got next here? Okay, now so in Tolbert, 2015, let's flip that one over there, right? Okay, resolution, next we have before us resolution number 2025-15, a resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing the use of RL Reporting LLC. Well, whereas the board previously authorized and approved the contract to use RL Reporting LLC, the board now desires to use RL Reporting LLC for the purpose of court reporter for hearings of the Police Merit Commission. For hearings the Police Merit Commission may hold. Too many words. Now therefore be resolved by the East Chicago Board of Public Works does hereby approve the services of RL Reporting LLC and to allow for payment for these services to be to the Police Merit Commission, subject to the submissions of invoices approved by the City Controller and Common Council not to exceed $6,000. Any questions or comments on Resolution 2025-15?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion approving Resolution 2025-15.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next, we have, and before I present this, this contract is for Shannon D. Levinson. She will be replacing our present attorney, Mr. Marshall. I'd like just to make a comment, thanking Mr. Marshall for his services to the Board of Works. It's been a pleasure working with you all these years.
Thank you, Mr. Morrisroe.
Yes, thank you very much.
So, contract for legal service between the City of East Chicago and the law office of Shannon Levinson is agreed between the City of East Chicago and by and through its Board of Public Works and law offices of Shannon D. Levinson. Not have to go into every page, but I'll hit the main parts. The contract is for legal services under Section A. This is an agreement between the City of East Chicago and Attorney Shannon Levinson for the provision of legal services included but not limited to the City of East Chicago Board of Public Works. That's number one. Number two, the attorney shall have a duty to provide competent legal services to the city, and the board shall assist the city administration in the implementation of city policy, ensure the board operates within the requirements of law and performance duties, and make recommendations to the board and or the city where the same would be contribute to the efficient and proper administration of the board and city. 3, the attorney represents that he or she is licensed to practice in the state of Indiana, is qualified to competitively provide services contractor herein. Jump over to Section B, where it's the billing and monthly retainer invoices. The fixed fee for attorney shall be a fixed fee of $2,500 per month. The hourly charge, in addition, There are hourly charges that the attorney may charge for legal services under this contract, invoiced monthly at the rate of $170 per hour for services performed in connection with matters and litigation in which the city, its officials, employees, or instrumentalities or privies are a party. The total amount of services for the period April 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025 shall not exceed $50,000 unless extended by an action of the Board of Public Works. So are there any questions or comments on this contract with the law offices of Shannon and Levinson?
No.
If any further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion approving the contract for legal services between the City of Chicago and the law offices of Shannon D. Levinson.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have from Robinson Engineering, we have a privacy wall extension. This is a privacy wall extension east side of Butternut Street between Evergreen Lane and East 144th Street. It is also facing to South Columbus Drive. If anybody come into the city, they can see that wall along Sunnyside. And this is extending that one part by Butternut, which wasn't completed. I don't know why it wasn't completed, because the other one was completed quite a while ago. The amount for this project is for $4,200. It's a lump sum of $4,200 based upon the scope of services identified above. And this letter is from the city engineer, and also it is signed by Ronald E. Smith. He's the partner, senior project manager with Robson Engineering. Are there any questions or comments on this project?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the project for extending the privacy wall on the east side of Butternut Street between Evergreen Lane and East 144th Street.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
passes. Okay, next we have from Robinson Engineering. This is supplemental engineering services proposal, and this is for the new roadway between Elm Street and Alder Street. It says the amount is for $2,089.39. Engineering services are office to repair infrastructure improvement plans, including roadway pavement, sidewalk, sanitary sewers, storm sewers, street lighting, and water main as required by the governing authorities. The city prefers a multi-use path can be included between Elm Street and Alder in lieu of sidewalk. Our plans will include utility service, laterals, storm sewer for the roadway that ties into the existing combined sewer at the project location. When I went to the contract, on the second page, under payment terms, it does have a late payment penalty of 1.5%, an annual rate of 18%. I know we've done a lot of work with Robinson Engineering. They're aware of our stipulations that we can't pay them, so I just include after the record. Are there any other questions or comments?
No.
There being no other further questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion accepting Robinson Engineering's proposal for supplementary engineering services at the amount of $2,089.39.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Oh, and for the record, they did include their rate schedule on both of their projects. Okay. Did we make a motion?
Yeah, second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now we come to right-of-way applications. We have 8. We have right-of-way applications number 25-04996 through 25-05003. Are there any questions or comments on these right-of-way applications?
No.
No?
Happy to see, some of the contractors that are working with the water department.
Oh, okay.
Submitting their paperwork. Thank you, Olga, for that.
So there being no question or comments, I'd like to make a motion accepting approving these 8 right-of-way applications.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And this is? I did? Oh. Oh, we did go, okay. Okay, so we have no other business. Our next regular meeting will be Thursday, April 24th, 2025. As this concludes all our items on the agenda for tonight, I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you.